A superhero suit needs to be hard and stiff. Okay, no it doesn't, I just wanted to make it go.
That's what she said.
But the suit needs to be tough as hell, and it needs to protect the wearer by taking punches, bullets, impacts, etc. Then, at the same time, it has to do the exact opposite. Like catching Rachel soft enough for her to survive, only to come down onto the roof of a car hard enough to flatten it. Wait a minute! He caught a falling woman with a suit designed to survive a car crash by putting her in a car crash without the car folding in on itself. Or airbags. But that's only the first contradiction in one shot. The thing engineered to take an impact is the worst possible thing to catch a soft human with. There are 5 more we're taking apart in this video, and the supersuit contradictions never stop. Iron Man-io is a literal metal box with a man inside. He's also out there scooping people up. 100 pounds of titanium alloy built to shrug off a tank shell pressed against somebody's grandmother. Ugh. Picture being pulled out of a burning building by a forklift. That's the rescue from Iron Man. These two are in constant conflict. A fight wants rigid, hard panels, sharp edges, something scary. A rescue wants soft, to hold a person with broken ribs and give them a comforting kiss on the head. Look at how the real world does it. No, not that real world. The real world. Good God. A riot cop in hard plate does not go crawling into a collapsed, burning building. That's a completely different guy in soft, probably heat-resistant gear with hands free. Nobody alive does the breaking and the saving in the same outfit. Except every superhero every single time. They throw the villain through a brick wall, and 90 seconds later, they're carrying a child down a fire escape in the identical thing they did the throwing in. And the one guy who accidentally dodges the whole problem? Superman, because Superman's suit is basically pajamas. The cloth doesn't have to survive anything, so it gets to stay soft. The closer a suit gets to actually protecting the hero, the worse it gets at fighting. The more it's a fight suit, the less it can ever be a rescue suit, and that's assuming the thing can actually exist, which raises a question the movies mostly skip past, and the few times they do answer it, the answer somehow makes it weirder. Who actually made this? Sometimes the movies actually tell you, and the answer is pretty much always one of 2 people. A broke teenager in a bedroom, or a billionaire with a lab. Maybe there's a middle ground with some designer like Edna, but the most popular ones are broke kids and billionaires. Peter Parker sews a Spider-Man suit, a full one, in a queen's apartment, next to his dirty socks and Aunt May mags. Wait, what? This is a kid who has to think twice about buying a metro ticket, and we just nod along, because the other option is admitting a 15-year-old out tailored a fashion house between homework and dinner. There were some movies honest about it, like Homecoming. Peter's homemade suit is a hoodie with swim goggles, and it looks like absolute dog shit. The second a homemade suit actually looks homemade, it looks terrible. Miley Rue at least keeps it real. He buys a cheap Spider-Man costume off his shelf with the tag still hanging off the back. Now the other guy, the billionaire. They typically do it well, sometimes. Batman Begins. Bruce needs a cowl, and instead of one weird custom order that basically screams, "A vigilante lives in this address, you better go check him out," he orders something like 10,000 of them from overseas, so the price drops and nobody looks twice. Capitalism. Same goes for all the body armor Kevlar thingy shits. They also made that logical in some films. Everyone else just has a suit. Where's the vibranium weave from? A country sitting on a magic metal. Where's Tony's alloy from? Well, he literally invented a new element in his house. Remember that little afternoon? Well, I do, and you probably do too. So, the only people who can plausibly build a working supersuit are a nation, a genius, or a megacorp. How is the newest broke hero supposed to get one? Buy one from the megacorp or become friends with fucking Tony Stark? Not everybody is Spider-Man or Holly Tommy. We don't all get Daddy Tony Stark to ingratiate us with AI, glass goggle things, and suit. Whatever, I'm getting off track. Moving on. How is the new hero even supposed to protect his identity? Whoever built it knows. Somebody knows the exact shape of the body under the mask, which is the one thing the mask is there to hide. Edna designed every suit in the Parr house. Hey, shit, maybe that's a nice plot point for Incredibles 3. No, wait. The government knows who the supers are already. We dropped that secret identity crap for most nowadays. Now all of that is there before the thing eats a single punch. Because once it's finally built, it has to survive the worst customer any piece of clothing has ever had. You! The suit eats punches, bullets, fire, whatever chemical goo this week's villain is squirting, and a big block of concrete every time the hero gets thrown through a building. A jacket does not come back from that. Yours apparently does, because next scene it's spotless again. But what about normal wear versus extra wear? wear. I promise that sentence will make sense in a little. The mask and the gloves. They take the most contact, so realistically, they be falling apart constantly. The hands especially, because that's where Spider-Man does all of his actual work. He's carrying his whole body weight off those palms and firing web through his wrist, and that fabric should be confetti by lunch. No, wait a second. The shoes are worse. I just remembered. I need you to really think about what a superhero does to a pair of boots. They drop out of the sky onto solid pavement again and again, which we already know is insane. They kick metal. They sprint over glass and rebar and burning rooftops and then stop dead like they got abs, which they do. A pro athlete burns through shoes like tissues, which is another over-exaggeration I just made up on the spot. A hero's boot should be the most reinforced thing on the entire suit. Grip, ankle support, something so they don't shatter both heels the first time they land off a roof, which, to be honest, I already need for just, like, normal walking. Yay! Genetics! Shallow end of the gene pool here. So, what are boots usually? Something like connected to the onesie, or I know. There are supers out there with some sweet old boots like Wonder Woman. But those boots don't get any of the sweet stuff her bracelets are made of, so how do they survive? You're probably going to mention one movie now that completely destroys my point. Please do it. I love/hate how much I'm able to get wrong at times. Now, there is a way out of this spare suit problem, and it's the same way out of everything in life. And that answer is be obscenely rich. Tony had built something like 42 suits by Iron Man 3. When one gets wrecked, he grabs the next one off the wall like a fresh towel. By Infinity War, the nanotech just heals itself mid-fight because at that point the writers were as sick of the problem as I am. Maybe Kick-Ass does it the right way. Kid puts on a wetsuit, tries to be a hero, immediately gets stabbed and clipped by a car because that's what happens to fabric and bone when there's no $1 billion sitting underneath them. The closer a hero is to a normal person, the faster the suit falls apart on them, which is the exact wrong way around from who can afford to keep buying new ones. So the broke heroes can't maintain the suit, and the rich ones don't have to. Oh, well, that's a great fucking system. And even if it survives the night, you still have to survive wearing it, which turns out to be its own special type of hell. Here's a fun fact the posters leave off. Being inside a superhero suit is miserable. These things are skin tight, layered, rubberized, and sealed shut around a person who is about to do the most deranged cardio imaginable. It reminds me of those UFC fighters with their weight dropping shenanigans by sweating their ass off in saunas and spitting and jogging around in place with towels on their head and then Epsom salts. And anyways, the point is superheroes do this for fun. Oh, and the lenses. I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever went on a ski trip or like swimming, the lenses fog so badly and so quickly that you can't see the guy you're meant to be hitting. And no, for a change, this isn't me guessing. The actors have been snitching on these suits for years. Tom Holland can't even get the Spider-Man suit off by himself. Get it up by itself. Oh, come on, it's right there. His mom rang the studio to ask for more toilet breaks for her kid, which is the single most, 15-year-old superhero actor thing I've ever heard, and it's kind of awesome. So yeah, how does a superhero go for a fucking piss break? Do they just, soak the suits? Is there a catheter? Is there a colostomy bag somehow intravenously connected through the point of Tom Holland's pee hole going to a waste receptacle outside the studio? I don't know. And I have to correct myself from earlier. I said being rescued by Iron Man would feel like a forklift rescuing you. It's probably more like a garbage truck with the sheer smell of them. Back to Tom Holland, though, who also said that the suit gets so musty they replace it every couple of weeks. Well, that's good. That's what a fucking budget's for. And then there's the mask itself, which is lying to you in a completely different way. But I also have to give credit. A real skin-tight mask looks like absolute garbage. I'm sorry, Reddit stranger, but I had to borrow your photograph. Press actual spandex flat against a human face and you get a saggy, lumpy sock with 2 eye holes. The only reason the iconic mask ever looks cool is a hard shell built underneath it, which I completely accept. It helps hide the identity. But then again, you can't be taking off your mask like this, like it's just a piece of cloth, so which one is it? Face shell or skin tight? You can't have both! Doesn't really matter which one it is, though. As there are 2 more problems I have no idea if someone managed to solve. Because, hear me out. All that bodily fluid going in that suit, and the entire point of the suit is, anonymity, but it's a DNA bomb? What actually happens in a fight? Lose a little blood, or leave a torn scrap of it snagged on a fence, or in a villain's fist, or on the pavement of a crime scene that's about to be crawling with police? There are people locked up right now over a single hair, or something like a DNA sample found under the fingernails of a victim 20 years later. Meanwhile, these superheroes are shedding themselves all over the city every night and spewing DNA everywhere and then strolling home feeling anonymous. Fucking hell, man. Skintight is the whole problem. The silhouette gives away your exact height, build, reach, what hand you throw with, what hand you jack with, whatever. There's a thing called gait analysis. That is G-A-I-T, not GAT analysis, which I do on a daily basis. I am still calling it the GAT analysis for this video, though. It's a biometric where they can pick a person out purely by how they walk. The internet would tear you apart with analysis videos, oh my god. Now, say none of that catches you. You still got to deal with the suit when you're not wearing it. Where does it go? You can't hand a blood-soaked, armored vigilante costume to the dry clean. I mean, maybe you can, but that's kind of weird. You can't throw it away. Sorry, Peter. That's your DNA and your secret sitting in a dumpster for anyone to grab. You can't run it through a machine you share with your 3 roommates. So this gigantic, incriminating, faintly rancid object has to live somewhere inside your normal life, right next to the people you're lying to about where you go at night. And I made a whole video on how secret identities fall apart, and honestly, the laundry alone would do it for me. And here's the last twist. Even if you take that secret to the grave and your headstone is saying something with a question mark on it, the suit will outlive you. If that costume is the hero, then whoever's in the costume is the hero, except when it isn't him. The public sees the colors and the logo and they relax. Help's here, yay! A guy in a knockoff walks into a bank and for a few crucial seconds the guard freezes because you don't tackle the hero. Impersonating a police officer, serious crime in the world for this reason. A uniform hands you authority you never earned, and the superhero costume is the most powerful uniform on the planet with the loosest door policy on who gets to wear it. So a fake could rob the place, fumble a rescue, hurt someone, get rich while doing it, all wearing your face. And the whole city wakes up thinking their hero finally snapped. Oh my god, he's gone rogue! I'm pretty sure this happens in a lot of films. Or comics. Which raises the question though, who actually owns the suit? Does the hero own the logo, or did somebody trademark it first while he was out saving people? Can a company slap his face on lunchboxes without paying him a cent? I'm pretty sure they do it. If a corporation built the suit, is it even his? Or are they one bad quarter from repossessing it off his back? Well, wouldn't you know, the boys answered it because Vought owns the heroes. They own the names, the costumes, the merch, probably the genitals, and they literally produce the movies about their own supers. And then the hero dies, retires, quits, whatever, and the suit just keeps going. Captain America himself, Steve Rogers, hands the shield to Sam Wilson. I don't remember who that is, and the shield makes Sam Captain. Oh yeah, Falcon. Sam the Falcon Wilson becomes Sam the Captain America, and then Peter Parker dies, blah, and then Miles Morales pulls on the suit, and Miles becomes Spider-Man? Oh my god, that's stupid. And the whole thing works because everyone already agrees the costume is the hero, and the man is just this year's guy standing inside it. You bleed, piss, cum, vomit into this thing, you hide it, you die in it, deny it, sometimes. And then another random schmuck has to put it on and be grateful for it. Sounds like a great prank to pull. So, next time a hero shows up on a screen, look at what the outfit is actually being asked to do all at once. It has to fight and it has to rescue. It has to get built by somebody who shouldn't exist and stay quiet about who they are. It has to survive being thrown through a building and still be comfy enough to move in for 6 hours. It has to hide the man wearing it while it's soaked in his DNA. Ugh. And it has to hold up as a brand that anyone could steal, inherit, or sell. Double ugh. If you want one movie that got its suits right, top to bottom, that's The Incredibles. And I pulled apart every choice Edna made over here. So click it to find out.